Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Chris Williams, and you are joining me here in the Plaid Crafts Craft Break studio. We're here to share with you another fun craft break. And along in the studio with me today is Caitlin Smith, and Caitlin will be here to hopefully answer your questions or check on the information and provide that to you, or ask me the questions. We are dual streaming today, both on the Plaid Crafts Facebook page and the Plaid Crafts YouTube page. So whichever platform you're on, give us a shout out, let us know from where you're watching. And I'm here to tell you all about a fabulous time of year. Yes, it's the time that we're approaching right now. It's summertime. And for those of us that are artists and crafters, Plaid has put together a fabulous color palette for all of us. Our trendsetters and our trend designers and researchers here at Plaid has assembled a fabulous array of folk art colors and folk art products for us to be able to craft with for the summer. If you are an artist, or if you're a crafter, or you're a want-to-be in either of those two categories, you're not going to want to be without this bundle of paints. Listed below in the links, you'll find a bundle number and a link that will lead you directly to plaidonline.com, where you can purchase this. In that bundle, you're going to receive one bottle of each of these folk art colors, and all of the colors that you see here around the circle on my palette are all folk art matte acrylic colors. The four little colors, gems here in the center, represent our folk art glitterific paints. So we're going to talk a little bit about this color palette and why it's so wonderful for all your summer crafting. Caitlin, I think we could probably go overhead now, and I'll be going to share some details with everyone.
Alrighty.
And if we have any questions, just shout them out, and Caitlin's going to either, like I said, try and answer them, or she'll pass them along to me. So let's talk about the colors that we have here, and why don't I raise this up a little bit closer so that you can see here in the overhead camera. Like I said, all of the colors here on our palette display are the folk art matte acrylics. If you have never painted with folk art, let me just tell you, it's a fabulous formula of acrylic paint. It's water-based, non-toxic, dries to a gorgeous matte finish, and all of the colors are so smooth, they blend well together, they intermix well together, and they can be used to create so many different designs and projects. The folk art matte acrylics work well on, oh gosh, let's think. They work well on wood, on terracotta, on paper mache, for paper like card making or scrapbooking designs. There's so many different things you can do with these folk art matte acrylic colors. The four colors here in the center again represent our glitterific paints, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. Now let's share for just a few seconds some inspiration that I have here on the table with me today. I'm going to share with you a beautiful big canvas here. This is a fun and funky little painting about where we all want to be probably right now, is sitting in one of these inner tubes in the pool, right, Caitlin?
In Miami.
It's summertime, the sun is out, the weather is starting to warm, and people are thinking of beach vacations and summer vacations, or maybe your neighborhood pool, maybe perhaps if you're very fortunate, the pool in your backyard. All of those fun things happen during the summer, and this painting reflects all of that. The colors used to create this painting are all colors that you're going to find here in this color palette. I'm going to share with you a couple more pieces that are really fun that you might enjoy looking at for extra inspiration. This piece right here is a framed, oh, let me hold it this way. No, it goes this way. A framed design that we both colored the outside of the frame as well as the paper on the inside using color washes, adding water a little bit to some of these color palettes. And then we can create all different kinds of designs for framing artwork. I also have another design here of talking about beach and summertime vacations. Look, we can all go to the beach here. We've got all our friends out in the water swimming, and then we've got the beach umbrellas, and oh, what a fun thing. This painting here and all of the colors used to create this, you'll notice here, are all reflected on this Summerscape color palette. I've got another gorgeous piece here that's painted by Donna Dewberry. This is one of our plexiglass hangers. There's a little jute here and you can hang this up. The back side here was actually decoupaged with a fabric napkin, and it's very translucent. You can kind of see through it a little bit. And then Donna took the blues in this color palette and a couple of the pinks and peaches, and then she painted the roses and the leaves and the let's see, these little shadow leaves here, and embellished with all of the colors that you'll find here in this summertime palette as well. One more fun, very bright and vibrant piece is a palette sign. This, as you can see, it's almost like a little rainbow with words explore, smile, and love stenciled on top. And of course, we left a portion of the raw wood showing for a more modern, traditional look. And this too is a beautiful, fun color palette that can be used during the summer months. Let's talk about rock painting. I have here with me a couple samples of some rocks that have been painted. The trend of painting rocks and then hiding them places for people to find has been a trend for several years now. And these folk art colors all work beautifully on painting on rocks. And then you can paint on them and use markers on top of them, or you can continue the detail work with some fine liner brush work. Painting on rocks is so fun, and that's something that's great to get the kids involved in too when you think about summertime activities. These 4 little discs here in the center do represent our glitterific colors, and I'm going to bring a couple bottles up close so that you can see them in the camera. First, I'm going to bring up Unicorn. This is FolkArt Glitterific. The color is Unicorn, and when you look at it here on the side of the bottle, Unicorn is quite a few different colors in there, mixtures of silvers and golds. And Glitterific itself, if you're not familiar with it, I'll be glad to share with you, is a clear base, and suspended within that clear base is multiple sized particles of glitter. You'll find everything from sugar fine glitter to large flakes of glitter. Glitterific is a fabulous addition to any kind of craft project when you want that extra pizzazz and wow. This is so much glitter, more glitter than you could ever find anywhere else. I absolutely adore the FolkArt Glitterific line. Adding to that FolkArt Glitterific, we came out with Glitterific Pop, and I'll bring this up so that you can see up close on the label. It says FolkArt Glitterific Pop. This color I'm sharing with you now is actually called Neon Explosion, and this was used on this mason jar. The mason jar was first painted with the pink, our FolkArt pink here on the color palette, and then we used our FolkArt Glitterific to brush on top of the pink base coat, and it gives us kind of like a scattered confetti look. When you look at Pop, that is Glitterific Pop, you'll see that there is sugar fine glitter flakes, there are flakes of glitter, and then there are more like little hexagons, almost more little circular shapes, and that is the pop or the wow that creates the Glitterific Pop. Another example of Glitterific Pop is one that is called, I'll bring this up so you can see it too, it's called Birthday Party. And when you're thinking about a birthday party and you think about that confetti or that explosion of color, that's what we're going to see here on this particular piece here. This is just a little glass terrarium, and I'm going to take my little air plant out of it for you so that I can lift it up and you can see this up close. Look at that explosion of color. I'm going to hold it very slowly, motioning and changing here so that you can see the color within the design here. This is like wow, in your face glitter. I just absolutely adore this. Glitterific itself is a paint that can be used on a variety of different types of surfaces, but I will tell you on a glass, and this of course is a terrarium, which probably would never go in the dishwasher or for you to wash in the sink. But if you wanted to put glitter on something that you would then later wash, let's say a drinking glass, it's best to keep it for decorative purposes only, for display in your home. This is a paint that is not permanent on glassware, so you want to make sure that you use it for decorative purposes. But I'm telling you, there's so much wow and pizzazz in the Glitterific colors. And what's so nice about our palette of colors that we're talking about today, this is actually, remember, called the Summerscape palette. The fun thing about this, there are 24 different colors of the FolkArt acrylics and then the 4 different glitterific colors. When you think about painting for the summer, you can think about doing things for the beach. So let's think about some beach colors. Beach colors might be some bright, vibrant, maybe some red, maybe some orange. Think of beach ball colors, some yellow, maybe throw in a bright blue. All of this to me looks like the beach and beach ball colors, beach ball umbrellas and fun things like that. You could even probably throw in a little bit of a sand color or throw in some white. Look how fun that is if you wanted to paint a beach scene or you wanted to paint something that looked like summertime fun. Let's now talk about maybe painting for a patriotic design, celebrating the reds, the blues, and maybe the whites of summer. Even throw in maybe a darker blue. We have the color palette here that you could then paint something that would be a patriotic theme, lots of red, white, and blue. That would be fun, and you could use all of those colors that you see here in this assortment. Let's talk about, maybe you're a person who enjoys nature and camping and going out into the woods and having a great adventure on a hike. Look at how the colors here that I'm pulling out, the greens and the browns, maybe even throw in a little bit of blue for the blue sky, maybe a lighter green. Now that to me is a great nature hike. Look at that color palette. So if you wanted to paint or craft something that looks like you're going back to nature, this is a fabulous color palette. So when you look at all 20 colors here, you do not always have to use all 20 colors on one particular project. This is designed so that you can paint the entire summer long using this Summerscape color palette. You can accent all of your paintings with some glitter, some trim. There's just so much fun to do with this Summerscape palette. Let's see, Caitlin, can you think of another reason we might want to paint this summer? Another celebration? We talked about red, white, and blue and patriotic. We talked about going to the beach. We talked about
Ice cream.
ice cream. That's great. Well, let's see here. We can do an ice cream cone, maybe even accent the ice cream cone with a lighter color. And what flavors? Maybe we'll have some orange sherbet. Maybe it's a bright yellow. Maybe even some pinks and reds for strawberries.
And all them sprinkles.
Oh, that's right there. Sprinkles on top of a cupcake even too. We even have a beautiful purple we could throw in. So there's just so much. Oh, and you know what? Our cupcake or our ice cream needs some glitter, don't you think?
Yes.
We might even throw in a little bit of the birthday party perhaps. We will use that one instead. Look at that color palette, y'all. That would be so fun to craft for the summer. So have we had any questions yet?
Nope.
No? Well, if we don't have any other questions, I would just like to share with everyone that you are welcome to visit plaidonline.com/Summerscape. No? Maybe you just go to plaidonline.com and use the keyword Summerscape. You'll find that at the top of our heading, and you'll find everything you need to know about these 20 colors of FolkArt matte acrylics and these 4 chosen glitterific colors. There's so many projects you can make all summer long. Grab your kids, grab your girlfriends, and just get together with this bundle of paints, and you're going to have a great time all summer long. Any other questions?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us. In the studio is Caitlin and Chris Williams, and we are signing off and wish you a summer filled of happy crafting.